Hey, Don, yesterday about 5 o'clock or maybe a little bit later, word came out the New York Times got your last 20 years of tax returns. I mean, the Trump organization. And one of the revelations is according to the New York Times, the president only spent $750, paid $750 in taxes. And one of the other things, and it goes on and on for days, but you guys as an organization have $300 million in loans due in the next 3 years. What could you tell us about that story?
Listen, it's ridiculous. My father's paid tens of millions of taxes. If he does things in certain years where you get depreciation, where you get write-off, where you get historical tax credits like we did when we took on the risk of building the old post office in D.C., it's the perfect example. People don't understand what goes into a business. It doesn't include property taxes. It doesn't include payroll taxes. It doesn't include real estate taxes. It doesn't include so many of the things that he's been paying taxes on forever, as he's also putting thousands and thousands of people to work. If only they spent as much time looking for maybe, I don't know, Hunter Biden's tax returns and the Biden crime family issues, where Hunter's taking money from a known associate of Vladimir Putin, $3.5 million, and no one has any interest. Money that's linked to human trafficking and prostitution rings in Eastern Europe. Think about that. Brian, imagine I did that. Imagine the story it would be. So the Kremlin, direct ties to Vladimir Putin, has influence over Hunter Biden. You don't think that's the collusion that they were worried about with Donald Trump?
Bro, I'm not judging, but are you okay? You seem like you're a little bit coked out. I don't know. I'm not saying that you are. I'm not saying that you're not. There's a very simple way to put this all to rest, Don Jr. Release the tax returns. Trump can release his tax returns, and then you can fully say that the Times is wrong and that this narrative is incorrect, and you don't need to constantly change the conversation to Hunter Biden. Because when you want to talk about the Bidens, Biden has released his tax returns. He did it in the primary, and it doesn't show anything like this. It doesn't show that he wrote off $70,000 for haircuts. It doesn't show that he's $1.1 billion in debt and that he has personally guaranteed loans that he's going to owe soon. It doesn't show that he made over $70 million in foreign dealings when he was vice president, like Trump has done when he was president. It doesn't show that Biden paid consulting fees to one of Hunter Biden's siblings. Obviously, Beau Biden has passed, but what the Trump documents show is that Ivanka Trump was paid as a consultant when she was managing that project that she was supposedly consulting for. So it doesn't show any of that. But then, of course, he can go on Fox and Friends and tell the geriatric viewers and the Trump supporters that watch it everything they need to hear to make them feel better and just change the conversation to Hunter Biden when, no, so much damning stuff here. And if it's not true, just release the tax returns and you're going to be okay. Well, that's not going to happen. For just comparison, this is what Biden's tax return said. Joe Biden and his wife Jill earned more than $15 million in the 2 years after the former vice president left the Obama administration, according to tax returns released by his presidential campaign in 2019. The couple reported about $11 million in adjusted gross income in 2017, the documents from 2016 through 2018 show. They followed it up with another $4.6 million in adjusted gross income last year. This was written in 2019. Their income spiked from about $396,000 in 2016, so he was making less when he was vice president. The Bidens paid about $3.7 million and $1.5 in taxes. I think that's $1.5 million in taxes from 2017 and 2018, respectively, about a third of their adjusted gross income. That is standard for someone making that much money, but not for Trump, who cheated. They gave roughly $1 million and $275,000 to charity in 2017 and 2018, respectively. After the former vice president left the White House in January 2017, the Bidens pulled in millions from Joe Biden's speaking engagements and books written by both Joe and Jill Biden. The couple primarily made its money from book deals. Joe and Jill Biden reported about $10 million in 2017 income from Celtic Capri and Giacopa S corporations paid for their book deals and speaking engagements. So that's just standard politician kind of corruption cashing in on their time in office. It makes sense. Donald Trump's is not. So, look, Joe Biden, he has been transparent about this. I hate the fact that presidents and vice presidents can cash in on these speaking fees, usually the big banks and things like that. after they've left office. But there's nothing illegal about that. There's a lot illegal about what's in those tax returns there for Trump, potentially. The system's already threadbare, but Trump, because he's so incompetent, because he needs to keep up this appearance of being so rich when he's actually $1.1 billion in debt, has put himself in numerous financially precarious situations, which shouldn't shock anybody. So Don Jr. might want to stop bringing up Joe Biden in the context of tax returns, because one of these people has been transparent about their tax returns, and the other one is Trump.